Who's that? Commander Claw. Who's bad? Commander Claw. Well, today's video is all about Sonic the Hedgehog, and I can't believe they made magic cards of these characters. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm excited. I'm excited. I do like Sonic. I mean, I can tell by my analytics, you that's watching this video around the same age as I am. You're between 30 to 40 years old. That's majority of my viewers, right? So we went through the same time period. You remember you had your Sega Genesis. You remember going to Blockbuster Video. You remember going to Hollywood Videos. You remember going to Best Buy when they had the consoles set up for you to test the game at the store. And you would love it when somebody else would join you on the second controller. But you also remember opening up the cases of Blockbuster Video and not the game being present in the case. And you always did it and you expected it to be in there like an idiot. But that's not the point. Don't act like you didn't do that. Don't act like you didn't do that. Hit the like button if you do remember going to Blockbuster, Hollywood Videos, or even Best Buy. Heck, even Circuit City. Ooh, I'm making your spine tingle going on these throwbacks. But without further ado, I got to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog in this entire series. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna build one of these commanders, and it's probably gonna be Knuckles. It's probably gonna be Knuckles because you remember, yeah. Anyways, let's get started. So before I even get started with Sonic the Hedgehog, I will be making a Break and Brews video on each of these commanders. So stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to, since the Secret Lair dropped, I had to go through all of them and just preview with them with you. So Sonic the Hedgehog for 1 in Jeskai, 2 for Body, Legendary Hedgehog Warrior. Are there any other hedgehog creatures in Magic the Gathering? I'm going to say no. This has got to be the first one. Anyway, Sonic has haste, naturally. He's got the ability, gotta go fast. Whenever Sonic the Hedgehog attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with flash or haste. Okay, so in Jeskai colors, which creatures have flash and haste? Definitely in blue, definitely in white, and there's definitely a bunch of red creatures that will have haste. Okay, next up, Sonic says, whenever a creature you control with flash or haste is dealt damage, create a tapped treasure token. Okay, so whenever he's dealt damage, whenever a creature is dealt damage that has those flash or haste, I create a treasure token. So that means when they get blocked, I get to create a treasure token. And that's for each creature that has either flash or haste. Gross. Or even if you get wiped out with a blasphemous act. Oh my god. Your creatures with flash or haste, you get to make a tapped treasure token. So you get extreme explosive mana ramp for your creatures going to combat or being dealt damage some way, somehow. And also, they get +1/+1 counters when Sonic attacks. So he's leading the team. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, what else can we say about this? So, for flavor purposes, it will be cool to go with near infinite combat steps to represent him as a hedgehog ball attacking his opponents repeatedly until he finally burns out. Right now, I haven't had enough time to really think what I would do with this commander in Jeskai colors. In the comment section below, since today the Secret Lair just got officially announced, which ways would you build Sonic the Hedgehog? Moving on to the next card. So we got Super State for 7 mana, colorless, legendary enchantment aura. So this is supersonic pretty much. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature has base power and toughness 9/9 and has flying, first strike, trample, and haste. Everything you need except for double strike, okay? Whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. Okay, cool. So this is kind of like Ketis, the familiar lizard thing that deals damage to each opponent with your commander. However, this can be enchanted on any other creature or any creature you control. And it's a 9/9 with flying, first strike, trample, and haste. It reminds me of a Chroma's Memorial. Oh my gosh, this card is really gross. For 7 mana, Only 7 mana. So Enchantress decks can definitely use this. I'm definitely looking to have cost reducers. Let's see, on what permanents, okay, colorless spells. I'm thinking Eldrazi colorless spells. That theme would work with this card. Also, cards that do free attachments to of auras. I can't think of anything right now. Wait for the Break and Bruise episode. I'm just wait for the Break and Bruise episode. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, we got Miles, Tails, Prower for 1 and Azorius. 3/1 body. Legendary Fox Artificer. I've never heard of a Fox Artificer in my life, but that makes sense for Tails. It does. He flies vehicles. Anyway, he has Flash. He has Flying. And whenever a vehicle you control enters, draw a card if it has Flying. Otherwise, put a Flying counter on it. Okay, cool. So obviously you could put Tails in the 99 of Sonic the Hedgehog for flavor. You're gonna do that. Yeah, you got to. Anyways, because he has Flash, flying. And now I'm thinking of all these vehicles that don't have flying that you would want to have flying. So if you're building this as your commander, you definitely need to go wide to have creatures and creature tokens to crew your vehicles. Question is, which vehicles are powerful enough and relevant enough to deal damage and that you want to have flying? That's the only way I look at it. So far, he's kind of underwhelming. I haven't had a chance to really think about it. Yeah, underwhelming. Okay, moving on. Okay, here we go. If you started the video from the beginning, you heard that I'm excited to build Knuckles. Knuckles the Echidna for 2 and 2 red, 2/4 body, legendary Echidna warrior. He's got double strike, trample, and haste. Oh my gosh, he's going into town. Anyway, he says whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Okay, so every time one of your creatures attacks one of your opponents, you get a treasure token. The way to get 3 treasure tokens if you attack all of your opponents at one time. And this can get really good if you have additional combat phases. Okay? So each time you attack one of those opponents, you create a treasure token. You do another one for each treasure token. And I kind of see Naheb in this deck, so you possibly can have infinite combats with an aggravated assault. Is that what I'm envisioning here? I think so. Next up, he has the ability Treasure Hunter. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 30 or more artifacts, you win the game. Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, he makes treasure tokens when you attack your opponents and deal combat damage. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 30 or more artifacts, you win the game. I like what Wizards is doing with these alternate win cons. First of all, it reminds me of what's the dragon something tyrant that with 20 treasure tokens you win the game. That's cool. But Knuckles is just 30 artifacts. 30 artifacts. What is the red spell that makes treasure tokens for each land you control? I think of that. That's a good way to get up to a high amount. Then cast a double cast to double that spell. So there's definitely ways to win the game through the treasure hunter ability. But let's not forget, Knuckles has double strike, trample, and haste. So he also is a Voltron commander. And if you've been watching my videos, I'm telling y'all, double strike is the best ability in the game. The best keyword, evergreen keyword. It's the best one. It's literally 2 combat phases ish. I say ish because, an opponent can have a blocker to block enough amount so you don't get through. But if they don't, you get through and deal combat damage to a player. Yeah. Then he's got trample. What? Come on, man. This guy is amazing. This is a really good card. Y'all gonna have fun. I can't wait to do my series on Breaking Bruise on Knuckles the Echidna. Moving on. Amy Rose, such a sweetheart in the series. She was a pleasant surprise. For 2 in Boros, 3/3 body, legendary Hedgehog warrior. So we do have another Hedgehog creature type in the set, or in the Magic universe. Anyway, she has haste. She says whenever Amy attacks, attach up to one target equipment to her. Then up to one other target attacking creature gets plus X plus 0 until end of turn, where X is Amy Rose's power. Okay, we've seen this before where you go to combat with your commander and whatever their power is, it can boost the power up of another creature. So this is almost like a tag team effect, right? But what is really good about her is you're going to be playing those low CMC artifact equipments that have those high, crazy equip costs, and you get to attach it for free. Obviously, I'm thinking of what's the Colossus Hammer and the Legendary Sword that gives you plus X for each land you control. Yeah, those like auto includes. Okay, okay. She's pretty cool. I just don't know what other card that you're going to be attacking with that makes her really formidable yet. Just thinking. Moving on. Moving on. Now they got Dr. Eggman. Is this some kind of copyright situation where it's Mr. Robotnik that they couldn't put Mr. Robotnik? Y'all need to tell me. There's got to be some kind of reason because I've always referred to him as Mr. Robotnik, not Dr. Eggman. But anyways, he's for 2 and Grixis. If you're a new player, anytime you see the colors blue, black, and red, be afraid. Put yourself on high alert because Grixis is one of the nastiest color guilds that do the most tormenting things. It's arguably one of the best color guilds in the entire Magic Commander format. Just because it can be built in so many different ways. Reanimators, counterspells, haste. It's got powerful creatures. It's got powerful blue and black spells. It's got creatures that have haste, a combination of just destruction and chaos / Demir control. It can be built so many ways. But let's talk about Dr. Eggman. 3/6 body, fat butt, okay. Legendary human scientist. He has flying. That's cool, flavorful. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Then each opponent faces a villainous choice. That player discards a card, or you may put a construct, robot, or vehicle card from your hand onto the battlefield. First of all, he reminds me of the Grixis commander, something dialect, I believe is from Warhammer, that has the villainous choice at the beginning of your end step, where it's similar to that, right? I think this guy's really nasty because as a spoiler, has just been released and Edge of Eternities has been released, we are just now getting the creature type robot. So we don't know what other robot creatures are out there that Magic has designed and will potentially publish later on, where Eggman is leaving your opponent with a choice. Hey, you can discard a card, or I get to put one of these constructs, robots, or vehicle cards from my hand onto the battlefield. And you don't want me to do the last one. You don't want me to do that because, oh my God, we haven't even seen the vehicles that are going to come out for Edge of Eternities yet. They're setting us up. Wizards know what they're doing. We haven't even had a chance to breathe yet from Final Fantasy, right? Like, yo. And they come out with Sonic the Hedgehog, Secret Lair. Y'all probably online trying to buy the card now. Anyways, I'm going to be buying Knuckles. But Dr. Eggman, I think he's going to be a fun commander. Villainous choice. I've seen players have decks that are all about voting and villainous choices. It makes a very fun commander gameplay. But hey, write in the comment section below if you're excited for Dr. Eggman or Mr. Robotnik here. We got Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, you remember back in the day when Shadow was released as his secret character, and I was just like, what? There's another hedgehog that does what? Space? What? Hey, I'm a sci-fi space dude at heart. And this one fits the bill when it was debuted back in the day and was Sega. Okay? And remember all those dusty Sega controllers you had and eating Cheetos and getting your fingers and the Cheeto grease stuck between the controllers? My friends used to hate that when I did that. I was that guy. My bad, y'all. I apologize. But anyway, shout out to Hedgehog for a double black, double red, 4/2 body, legendary Hedgehog mercenary. Oh, man. they had to do mercenaries. So you need to look for creature types or creature tribal synergies with mercenaries. He's got haste. Whenever Shadow the Hedgehog or another creature you control with flash or haste dies, draw a card. He has the ability Chaos Control. Each spell you cast at split second if mana from an artifact was spent to cast it. Are you kidding me? Okay, so let me read the rest of it for split second, because split second is probably the second best ability in the world of Magic. So split second says, as long as it's on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Okay, so this is super flavorful, the Chaos Control ability, because Shadow comes through different dimensions and portals and stuff like that, right? But you're telling me each spell you cast has split second if a mana rock is used to pay for its mana cost. So that means you can bring in instant spells. First of all, I'm thinking instant spells, right? That so you can play those at any time, right? Anytime, and it is going to resolve. Uh, Sorceries, you only can play them on your turn, but your opponents are going to struggle, trying to counter it. Then, you know what's nasty? I think is when you go to play any spell, right? Any spell. Let's just take, for example, a sorcery spell, right? You cast that sorcery spell, an opponent plans on countering it, they try to counter it, and you have double cast that you can play at split second. So that way they can't even counter the double cast, really. And you get to count double or copy whatever instant spell that you got that you casted with the sorcery. Oh my gosh. This guy, I know you guys have ideas for broken things with this. I really do. I know y'all do. I can't wait for my Breaking Brews series on this episode on this guy. Man. I'm moving on to the summary. Thanks for watching so far. Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie. Universes Beyond, Magic knows what they're doing. With these IPs, they're gonna get somebody excited about something. I just learned Final Fantasy, but since they released Sonic the Hedgehog, nostalgia hits different. So I gotta get them. I gotta get these cards. Hopefully, I can go to the website and make it through the queue and actually be able to purchase it. But I think these commanders are going to be very fun to build with, especially Knuckles. The alternative win con, I really like that, what Magic is designing, because I think before in the commander format, usually the super powerful decks, they win the same way and you really don't have a chance. Now, I think these alternative win cons put pressure on these really strong decks to actually eliminate opponents. And if they don't get their combination of cards or sequencing right, they don't have a chance. To put together 30 artifacts on the battlefield at one time, that's not that hard to do. Well, it's kind of hard. But you will be a victim of a Vandal Blast where you destroy all artifacts. I really need to make a video on how to hate on artifacts and lands, but that's a different video. Let me know in the comment section below what y'all think about the Sonic the Hedgehog secret lair.